What's up, everybody? Today I have a little Maranta plant here that is not doing so hot. It is leaf curling and it's turning yellow. And Marantas like to stay moist but not waterlogged and high humidity. And the leaf curling and yellowing is telling me that this plant is not getting enough aeration to its roots, even though it is in a terracotta pot. It's getting waterlogged. Look at that, it's got some, looks like, let's clean the soil off. No root rot yet. However, it's not looking so hot. So I'm gonna go ahead. I basically planted a lot of worm compost in here and a little bit of perlite. That's not enough for it. I just watered this today with fertilizer and I'm not trying to stress it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and, it doesn't have any cocoa coir in there. I didn't have any cocoa coir at the time, but now I got some in my potting mix, so I'm going to just repot this up. I'm going to mix the little bit that I got in there. Let's see if you can see that. I dumped it out in there, and I want it to stay moist, so I'm just trying to add the coir in there and put it back in the pot, basically. We'll see if this experiment works. Maybe it just wants some cocoa coir in it. Oh, I don't know. It just wants a little bit better drainage. I'm not going to fill it up all the way because the root system on this plant isn't huge. And like I said, I'm trying to increase the drainage on it a bit. Give it more aeration. I'll stick some extra perlite in there. All right, now I'm going to cover it up and I'll go ahead and water it in again. Dang it, Kitty. Kitty tickled my armpit trying to play with me, my sleeve as it was moving. Okay, so that's done. Then we have my Piper nigrum here. I just sprayed some neem oil on it and try to help it out here. This has been sitting in the water too long. I received this plant on Amazon and it came like this. I've never watered it, and now the edges are starting to go black brown and there's some yellowing of the leaves. I took the plant out of the planter here to check for root rot. And I can do it again and show you, I suppose. Okay. So if you look at the roots, they all look relatively happy and healthy. So I think the problem is it's just been sitting in, it's just been staying wet too long. So I'm going to put this in here. And it might be getting a little bit too much sun in that bathroom, but I'm fixing to wash some sheer white curtains that I found and hang them up in my bathrooms. It adds a little privacy anyway. Yeah, I live in the sticks, but it's a good excuse, right? So I'm just going to backfill in here with some of my tropical mix, because the soil that they have in here is heavy on the perlite. So I'm not going to mix up. Oops. Kitty decided to try to attack me. Sorry about that. I'm not going to try to mix up some more soil right now. I think the soil is fine. This is a two or 3 inch square pot, and it's relatively long. I don't know if I should put it in one of the 4-inch terracotta pots I got coming or what, but I'm just going to leave it like this, and I am not going to water it for a while. It likes high humidity and some shade, like I said, so I'm going to wash the curtains and put them up in the bathroom, especially since that Maranta plant looks really sad. It might be getting too much light as well. I know it's not going to hurt to back them off from more sunlight, because when I had the pinstripe calathea upstairs, it was on the bathroom sink, which is farther away from the toilet setups in both the bathrooms, which both the bathrooms are set up the same. So it's definitely not going to hurt anything to add those curtains in there. two more houseplants I want to visit is two different varieties of Maranta. We have the Maranta Stanleyana here, which has leaf curl, no yellowing. It's been curled like this. I thought no browning of tips. I thought it just needed higher humidity, so I put it on a pebble tray and grouped it closer to other plants. This house has been about 45 to 55% humidity since we have not been running the fireplace because it's not been cold enough to. When we run the fireplace, it gets quite a bit cooler, less humid in here. It gets more arid, probably drops down to about 30% humidity. But anyway, then this plant, I'm not sure what kind of Monstera it is right now. It's really too young to tell, but it's got some of the yellowing brown tips there. These aren't drying out fast enough. Like I said, Thursday I have some 4-inch terracotta planters coming, and these about 4 inches, about 5 inches here on this blue one. I'm definitely going to be repotting them. Obviously these plants can still be salvaged, but they could be a lot healthier if I put them in terracotta. This is terracotta, but it's glazed. Oops. See the glaze on there? And it says it's made for succulents, but I really don't think so. I would rather put a pothos or a prayer plant in one of these pretty pots here that can handle that kind of moisture, or some other plant that likes constant moisture. These pots are beautiful and they'd be good for that, but I'm not recommending them for most tropical plants at all because look what happens. Yeah, so those are my plant problems that I'm dealing with right now. Oh, besides one more. Guess what this one is? A Rex begonia. It dried out quite a bit and lost a lot of leaves. These plants are pretty stinking hard to keep happy. If something adjusts on them, they just give up right away. Like, see that? It gave up. I'm going to try to salvage this and see if I can get it to grow back. I also got some leaves propagating in my kitchen window. We'll see. We'll see. I love the look of the Rex begonias, but are they worth it in the long run? Only time will tell. So hang around. See if I have a black thumb when it comes to Rex begonia, or if I have a green thumb, or somewhere in between. Thank you all for stopping by and checking out my houseplant problems. And I love you, and so does Jesus. God bless y'all.